Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup, and this evening I'm joined by Steve,
Mark,
and we've just finished playing Yokohama. Now, if I just stand up here so you can see the board, it pretty much is as complicated as it looks, I think. There's an awful lot going on here. It's a heavy Euro, sort of resource management to a certain extent. You're trying to get points. There's a nice point tracker in the middle here, and there are various ways in which you can get points. So one way of getting points is fulfilling these order cards at the top. Most of these spots here you take actions on. I'll explain how you take the actions in a minute. That's what these little workers are with all the little cubes. But some of these spaces will get you, for example, fish here, or teas, this one here. Some of them just get you money, which is useful throughout the game. And you can hand in, if you've got the right kind of goods, you hand in the goods to get, you can see hopefully at the bottom here, the star is the victory point symbol here. So you're getting good, points and possibly money for completing those orders. Some of these spaces here, you get technologies. So these technologies are here. Some of the technologies will get you points when you do different things. Some of them will just give you special abilities that will help you throughout the game. There are various little targets you're aiming for as well up here. So the first person to acquire 6 silk, for example, complete 5 of the orders I just mentioned up there, or build houses on buildings, I'll talk about that in a minute, gets points. So how do you actually take these actions? Well, when it's your turn, you have a little player area here, and you have some cubes that are available to you. These are your assistants, and you can stick them on any 3 different spaces you like. So I might decide to put one here, and one all the way over there. Then you have to move your, what's this guy called?
President.
Your president to one of the spaces, but you can only move by going via places where you've got assistants. So I can't go here because I haven't got any assistants. I can't even go through there to somewhere else. So I could go from here to here, and maybe then I could take the action here. And to work out what kind of action you get, you add up your power on the action space. So your president gives you 1 power, any cubes give you power, and if you build any buildings, that also gives you power. And then you look along here, so I've got 3 power in this case, so I could get 1 copper. Now, if you manage to get 4 or 5 copper, you're allowed to place these houses, either these houses or the churches here, on these spaces here, which get you extra points, and as you've seen, get you the power when you need it. These ones on the board here are actually just as your supply. You can't use these ones. In order to get them, there's an action space here, which you can use to kind of pull these off. So if I want to get this church thing, I could pay 4 money, and then I would get that, and it'd be available to me. So the next time I wanted to build something, I could stick it here, for example, and get points. So there's a lot going on, but the basics are fairly straightforward. You acquire resources and spend them to complete contracts. The technologies you buy here, that's another way of getting points. And there's a couple of other points tracks you can probably see in the middle. This one with these are imported goods here, and there's another one, this is like a church track of some kind. There's a couple of spaces for that. So if you go on here, there are ways of acquiring these imported goods on some of the spaces. You can cash them in, and this is like worker placement. So if someone's gone there on that spot, you can't take that spot. So you're trying to race to collect those. And a similar thing on the church track, you're racing to hand in the required resources to get the points there. There's lots of interconnectivity. A lot of actions will let you then take another action, so you can chain things together. With the various order cards, each of them come from different countries, and if you get a pair of the same country, you get these extra little tokens which allow you to take extra actions. So there's a lot of comboing that will go on there. So most points at the end is the winner. What do we think?
I love this game. I think it was great. I think it's a gamer's version of Istanbul, where you're moving around and trading little assistants. There are loads of little rules Jonathan missed out because it's such an interconnected game, as he says. I mean, you can't go where someone else has gone. Someone's built a church there, you have to pay them coin to go there. There's a bit of area control not quite area control, but most people don't get to more end-game points. You can get those bonus actions. This is a sort of game that I just love. I think if you... the theme is very light. It is cube pushing at its finest, and I think I've only played it once. I think there are lots and lots of different pathways to win. I think you can tailor your game by the technologies. Technologies are really strong, and if you get a couple of 2 or 3 technologies that allow you to get points and do things more efficiently, you can really race ahead.
Mark?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. I think it's just the breadth of different options that are always around on the board make it complex to work out what you want to do. You have to make sure you've got sight of where you're trying to go, because if you lose it, you'll lose points. Yeah, it does remind me of Istanbul. I think the reviews have said that. It's fun. I need to play it more to get more out of it, to understand it more, because it's just a lot to take in, and it's the second time I've played it.
Rating out of 10?
I think at the moment I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay, Steve?
See, I'm dubious here. So I really liked it. I think this could be a really great game. I'm going to give it a 9, but like Mark says, those repeat plays, if I'm just doing the same thing and the same thing, I don't get much from the repeat plays, that could drop.
Okay. I really love all the options. There's so many different routes you could take, and I love the choices. The technology cards are great. Oh, if I got this, I could go down that route. I love all that. I think it does it really well. There's so much going on here. It's very difficult to learn at first. I really struggle to get my head around everything, but after a few rounds, it's like, oh, I start to see how this is working now. I really enjoyed it. I'd be on 8.5 out of 10, I think. All right, thanks very much. That was Yokohama.